I've had the Thypoch Simera-Cs for around a year now. In this video, I'll be going over my real-world hands-on experience using these lenses. I've used them on commercials, corporate work, narrative projects, and even photography. So after a year of use, what do I actually think about them? And would I buy them again today? My story with these lenses actually started a few years ago when I bought the Fuji X100F. The X100 gave me a small camera that I could daily carry that didn't compromise on the final image quality. So therefore, I took that camera everywhere. And over time, I've taken tens of thousands of photos on this camera. The main reason that I use this camera so much is because of the form factor. It's not intimidating when you point it at someone. This meant that I got photos of real and candid moments that I just wouldn't have got if I was using a larger camera. And when you're out in public, the camera doesn't stand out. It allows you to just disappear and take videos and photos freely. I've been able to save so many moments and memories that I otherwise would have lost because this camera is so portable, you can just take it everywhere. And this experience with the X100 got me thinking, why not apply this to the rest of my gear? So, ever since then, I've been in the process of downsizing the rest of my equipment, and that is how I found the Thypoch Simera-Cs. These are full-frame cine lenses with an aperture of t1.5, all in this compact form factor. So I bought three of them, the 28, the 35 and the 50mm. I mentioned earlier that I've been using them as photography lenses as well. And when you pair these lenses with a camera like the Sony a7CR, you have a brilliant daily carry setup that's just tiny. One of the big differences between photo and most cinema lenses is the look that they give your image. Photo lenses are generally engineered to be sharp and perfect, whereas many popular cinema lenses are tuned to be imperfect and expressive. The best way to describe the look of these lenses is probably a mix of vintage and modern. The Simeras have a gentle vignette when wide open. Sharpness slightly falls off towards the corners. They flare, they give your image a slightly warmer tint. They have subtle chromatic aberrations. The focus breathes, and when they're wide open, the bokeh has a really nice swirl to it. So far, I've used these lenses on my two most recent short films, first of which is the first video on this channel. It's a film called Glimpses, and the more characterful look of these lenses really complemented the narrative of the film. The film is about desire and memory, so the different visual quirks of these lenses really complemented the story that we were trying to tell. The fast apertures enabled us to light 90% of an upcoming film with just the light from one candle. If these lenses weren't so great in low light, we wouldn't have had this luxury. We'd have had to spend a lot more time trying to imitate the look of candlelight when we could just use the real thing instead. So, 1 year later, how has the build quality of the Simeras held up? In all honesty, 1 year later, these lenses have held up fine. The focus gears are all still smooth, the iris is smooth. There's been a few occasions where I've exposed the Simeras to light rain and they've been okay. It's not something I'd recommend or probably willingly do again, but from my experience, they were okay. Big thing to talk about with these lenses is the mount. These lenses are aimed at mirrorless cameras, and there are so many different mirrorless camera mounts. If you shoot on a Sony, you need E mount. If you shoot Canon, you need an RF. And there's Z mount, L mount, X mount, XCD mount. I could probably go on. These lenses are available in E mount, but more importantly than that, they're available in M mount. And what's so great about M mount is that you can adapt M mount lenses to any mirrorless system. So instead of needing to buy new lenses every time you get a new camera, all you need to buy is a new adapter, and relatively speaking, they're pretty cheap. I use Earth adapters, I think that's how it's said. It's not sponsored, unfortunately. The adapters are like 30 quid each, so they're pretty cheap, they're really well built. I've never had an issue with any of them. I've used their E mount, their L mount and their X mount adapter, and they've all been fine. It's really nice having a set of lenses that I know I like the look of, so I don't need to bother finding a new set of lenses every time I need to shoot on a different camera system. The main criticism that you see with these lenses is their heavy focus breathing. So if that's something that bothers you, then these probably aren't the lenses for you. You could also see some of the other characteristics of this lens as a con if it's not a look that you particularly enjoy. However, for me and many others, it's what draws us to lenses like the Simeras. It seems at the moment people want lenses and images that have flaws and character. Have a look at the resurgence of the vintage lens market, or even shooting on film. An image having character is simply just another tool to help you tell your story. You either want it or you don't. It either works for you or it's a distraction. So, 1 year later, what's my conclusion? These lenses have a very specific look and you have to buy them for that look. But for me, personally, and what I like to do, would I buy these lenses again? Yeah, I probably would. And if I could only keep one, it would probably be the 28mm. 28mm is wide enough to be intimate so you can get close, but not so wide that it just distorts your subject. Thank you very much for watching. Going forwards, I'll be using this channel to upload more content like this, so if that's something that interests you, please feel free to subscribe.